everybody, so my name is Ling Minhui, and for today's video what are we going to be looking at is about a topic in financial literacy, which is about consumer credit. And what are we going to be reviewing here is about credit score, different types of credit cards, and pay and ways to pay for things like payment ways. So first, let's look at what is a credit score. I think that a lot of you guys won't be familiar with this phrase of credit score because usually we won't really face with this a lot. But if you actually have a credit card properly, you will really need to focus on the credit score and just want to make it to be high. So a credit score is a number that help lenders like banks, credit cards companies, or like lenders to decide whether or not to lend you money. It's just basically like the score to point out how believable you are, or like how actually you are good in these money situations. So your credit score is calculated using different pieces of information. So they calculated such and things such as like how long you've had credit account, like credit cards or student loans, how much money do you owe, and if you don't, it's even better. Whether you make your payments on time, like whether or not do you pay your bills on time, and if you ever filed for bankruptcy. So usually the score will be from 300 to 850, and each score it will present a credit rating. The higher you score, the better the rating and the more believable you are. So here's the different ranges. First, from 300 to 579, it is considered as poor, and it will be hard to get approved for loans or credit cards, and you may have to pay higher interest rates when you're paying for things too. From 580 to 669, it is just fair. You might get approved for some loans, but not the best interest rates. So for 650 to 739, it's considered good, and you should be able to get approved for most loans, credit cards, and you should get good interest rates, but not really usual. And for 740 to 799 is considered very good, and you have an easier time getting approved for loans, credit cards, and you get some of the best interest rates. And lastly, from 800 to 850 is considered as excellent. So you have no problem getting approved for loans and credit card, and you get the best interest rates. So these are really important because it not only determines if you are qualified for a loan, but it also determines the interest that you'll be paying for the loan. So that's really important. So let's look at different kinds of credit types. So when it comes to credit cards, there's quite a few different types to choose from, and each of those has its own benefit, it has its own features. So first is standard credit cards. They have a credit limit, which is how much you can spend. You have to pay back what you spend, plus also the interest, which is the fee for using the credit. So rewards credit cards are things that give you some benefits for using them, such as points, cashbacks, miles, or discount. So you can use the benefit for things like gift cards, merchandise, or travel. Well, red rewards credit cards may have higher interest rates or annual fee than standard credit cards, and they may have rules or limits for the benefits. They're a great choice for people with discipline about paying off their balances each month. We also have secured credit card, student credit cards, business credit cards, store credit card, and a lot of other things. But those are like really good. So a small business owner maybe is the exact kind of person to whom a bank would love to issue a credit card. So so, so if like all different types of credit card will have its own benefits. So all of them is like really good. But the standard method is the one I think most people will use these days. So what about different types of payment methods? We all know that there's a lot of ways, such as cash, card, rent to own, installment, store financing, and lastly, layaway. So these seven approaches are some of the most common thing which I think every people could probably face in their life. When paying for small purchases like coffee or haircut, paying cash is always the best choice because you don't have to worry about its impact on your budget or paying any unnecessary fees like interest or processing fee or minimum charge fee. Like who would really want to pay some extra processing fees or charge fees when they're buying their coffee daily? But when it comes to bigger purchases, cash may not always be readily available or the best. So let's look at some scenarios and compare them. So first, let's say we have a situation where we're buying a TV. So when you're thinking about buying a TV, the total cost after taxes is $555. And let's say in this situation, I just already have $200 $200 saved already. So there's a lot of options available. First is cash. So if you really want to pay by cash, then you have to wait until you fully saved up for $550. And a big advantage here is that you won't need to pay for the interest or you won't need to pay for a lot of things. So you have just 550 and you need to wait. But still, it's important to note that there could be things such as like inflation, depreciation, etc. So be careful when you are actually paying by cash because prices could change day by day. Next, credit cards. So the biggest term here is that 20.99% APR and 30 days grace periods. So what do you need to pay is $550 plus the interest, and you have to pay out fully in 30 days to avoid interest if you want. In-store financing will need a 6-month interest free and it costs you only $550. But there you have six payment of $91.67 because yeah, 500 550 divided by 6 months is equal to $91.67. So just like that. And lastly is layaway. So you need a $5 set of fee and equal monthly payments. And you have to wait to take home it. And what you need to pay is $555. So if your only concern is paying the lowest cost, then cash and in-store financing are the best choice. So, however, if you want to take the TV home with you immediately, then in-store financing becomes the best choice. So in such situations, you need to consider about the prices, about your opinions, like on if it's actually really necessary for the moment, or you could wait for it. And so those are the ways to see if a payment way is suitable for you. So thank you for listening to my video and goodbye.